Hello people of YouTube! When is the last time you've impaled the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire? Why don't we do it together? And to make Papa Dracula happy, let's also get Dracula's Revenge achievement by forming Romania and conquering all of the Balkans. My name is Ludi and this is Moldova. This guide was recorded live on Twitch in front of an audience, and I highly recommend you check out my Twitch channel if you want to see how I do my guides. So the first thing we need to do as the Moldovans is go and migrate to the United Kingdom for better jobs. I'm kidding, it's a joke. It's a joke. The reality is we're actually going to do our estates. We're going to give out the +1 admin and military mana together with the Diplo mana, which we can because Moldova comes from a parallel universe in which we actually have 30% crownlands. Because we have the Cossacks, we're also going to give the Cossack self-governance as well as the recruit Cossack leaders for the amazing +0.5 army tradition and land leader shock. We're also giving the supremacy over the crown and the military advisor cost -25%. We also will be giving out the oversight by the clergy as well as the patronage of the arts for the extra prestige that will definitely help us out in battles. And we will be taking the indebted to the burghers guild. We are going to be developing our country as well once. Make sure you encourage development beforehand. Then we can sell crownlands, and there you go, another 126 ducats. We'll be making our starting leader a general. Hopefully we get some siege. We got some nice shock pips this time. I'll be honest, pretty good RNG so far. And of course, we will be recruiting the free company in the province of Suceava. We took so much extra money because we will need to bank a lot of money in the upcoming wars against Wallachia as well as a few other special nations around us. Make sure you do not take any rivals for the time being. The reason for this is because if we take rivals right now, there is a chance that the Ottomans might proclaim guarantee our rivals, namely Wallachia, and we don't want that to happen. It is the 11th of December, and before we do anything else, we're going to develop the province of Yash a second time. This time only 38 to develop. That's super cheap. And because of that, we can also seize Crownland. Now we can do the 5-head move of actually getting our rivals in Wallachia and whoever else is available. For most of the times, it is actually RNG here. It can be Serbia or the Teutons. You can also get a royal marriage with the Hungarians that is going to secure a Diplo slot for you in case you want to get an alliance with them later on. And right after that, we will be declaring a no casus belli war on the Wallachians. We do this because by the time we actually get a claim on the Wallachians, 90% of the times the Ottomans will proclaim guarantee them, and as such we will not be able to actually attack them anymore. When you are attacking the Wallachians, go for the fort in Giurgiu, and most of the times the Wallachians will try to siege down the fort in Basarabia. We do have superior power and we have a 6 shock general, so we obviously are gonna stack wipe. And for the big brain move of the early game, we have petition for red dress gave us some peasants in Basarabia. But hello there, what is this? Is this the Wallachian army in Basarabia? Say hello to my little friend. Do you not like my little friend? Because my little friend likes you very much. Fort has fallen, and now what we're gonna do, we're gonna wait until the movement locked engages for this army here so they cannot run away. There you go. This is of course gonna be a classic Stackenweipen. Eventually you'll get Roman's invasion. If you didn't know who Roman is, he's a piece of schnitzel that absolutely destroyed Moldova historically. So don't be like Roman, be like Stefan the Great. We will not submit to his rule. We will not seek help from the Hungarians. We will crush them and absolutely restore Moldova to its former glory. Let's make Moldova great again. And of course, Stackenweipen these filthy rebels. 433 days later, and the city of Târgoviște decided it wants to be Moldova. We're gonna be fully annexing this beloved nation, and we will obviously make them an integral part of our nation. We also can do the mission Unite the Voivodes that gives us 25 state maintenance reduction and monthly autonomy change -0.03. And look at this beautiful thing. Remember 5% crownlands? It's not even been 3 years and it goes up to 9% crownlands with an extra 5% coming very soon, fixing our amazing country. We can also get an alliance with the Muscovites and even with the Hungarians if we are a little bit lucky and we increase the amount of troops that we we have. Ever since Moldavia was a little nation, all they ever wanted was to be called the Roman Empire. But this thing, the Byzantines always said that no, I'm the Roman Empire, and then Moldova went no, I am, and then they had to fight it off via the Great Serbian War of Nosibius #2. We are going to be co-belligerating both Bosnia and the Byzantines, and it is time for Ver, boys. Let's do it. I highly recommend you focus on Bosnia so we can vassalize them in this war. Make sure you take out the enemy armies whenever you see them and they're smaller. Don't actually let them unify and merge into a larger blob of an army. We do a little bit of battling on the plains of Nis, of course, as all good Stacken timers do, and we will do a little bit of Carpet Sigio as well. One thing you need to know, guys, is that streamers are the luckiest people in the world, and also Hungarians are nasty dirtbags. Look at this, man. They tried to snipe away the Bosnians from right under my freaking noses, and they managed to, because I didn't get any of the sieges. That means they can fully annex Bosnia when they piece them out. Meanwhile, the Athenians and the Byzantines are busy sieging down my provinces for some reason, as if that's gonna save them from the wrath of the mighty Moldovans. We have more troops than them, and we can also reinforce with the rest of the army, although it's already a stack wipe. The poor Athenians have picked the wrong fight and got, of course, destroyed in the process. We're gonna be sending these troops over to the capital of the Byzantine Empire. The thing is, the longer you wait in this war, the higher the chance of the Ottomans actually attacking the Byzantines, especially if they got a claim on them. And once that happens, you're gonna be in a defensive war if you vassalize the Byzantines, and you can call in whatever allies you might have. Once you get 10 patriarchal authority, you should definitely go for the icon of Saint Michael that grants you an extra 5% discipline and 10% manpower recovery speed. You might be wondering why I'm always at -3 stability. Well, just like Moldova is nowadays, historically speaking, it's always been a -3 stability country. This battle will definitely decide the future of my beloved nation. Hopefully we can win because we are absolute chads, and of course because we have the holy Stacken rule of Moldova. I'm talking about the fact that I have military tech 4 whilst they still have military tech 3. That is why I focused on this, and I also got a military advisor. Now, because the Bosnians cannot be vassalized, we're gonna have to vassalize Herzegovina so we can feed all of Serbia to ourselves. So in order to do that, we need to get one more stability. After working together for hundreds of years, the Moldovan people finally managed to get one stability increased in their nation, only to lose it when they declare an unlawful territorial war against Herzegovina, once more into the stability fray for peace and prosperity of the Moldovan people. Oh yeah, you did. Let's recruit another leader for our nation, and finally we get a siege pip here. This is a Chad of this age with both shock and siege. Herzegovina siege is over. That means we can vassalize Herzegovina. Let's go for all the money that they have. And now, because we vassalized Herzegovina, we now have taken the lead in their war against the aggressive Hungarians, who are doing nothing but killing all the innocents in the Balkans. Let's also peace out the Serbians in that case and get away from the Hungarians because they're pretty big and scary. My initial plan was to vassalize the Byzantines, feed them back the cores. That didn't go very well, as well as the Bosnian war didn't go very well. But this war against the Hungarians is actually a godsend. Why is that? You might think this is a bad situation. It's not. What we're gonna do is we're gonna peace out the Byzantines, only taking one province. We're taking the province of Athens itself, all the money that we can take. This means that once the Byzantines are completely wiped out by the Ottomans, we can release the Byzantines from the province of Athens, as it is a Greek province with the core of the Byzantines, and then feed them back all of the Greek lands that they have lost. Meanwhile, when it comes to the Serbs, what we're gonna do is we're gonna peace them out also, and the reason why we want to peace them out as soon as possible, we might have a little bit of a coalition with them now. And as expected, the Muscovites have definitely come to help their beloved Moldovan friendos over here. We're also sieging down the rightful Romanian clay of Kiraliford, or as we call it, Brasov, and we're gonna be sieging down Temesh as well. Sadly, we have a small coalition of pretty much everybody in Italy together with Poland, as we have done one too many no CB wars when we attacked Herzegovina. Fingers crossed that it's not gonna trigger though. A great battle was fought here, and if you checked out on my Twitch channel when I recorded this live, you saw that battle. Ah yes, this event that gives me 10% morale and triggers just at the right moment. Of course, 57% when we're sieging the fort, 7% when the AI is sieging the fort. Okay, I may have ranted a little bit too much about this. It's already fallen, but it's good, it's good. We have proven our point. Now we're gonna advance towards their capital. Let's teach these Hungarians trying to siege over Bessarabia what it means to come into Moldavian lands and try and take our land away from us. We say no to these kind of events, sir. I say no, no, no. I could be a greedy boy here and I could wait until I siege down Pest and continue this war. However, I'm only gonna piece him out for 3 provinces as I already have a little bit of a coalition and I don't want Bohemia to join that coalition, as well as I need to get ready for the Ottoman war, which is gonna be insanely great since, let's face it, how many people can say that they've impaled the Sultan? We can also seize another 5% crownlands, getting us up to 18% within just the first few years, as well as we can release the nation of Byzantium from the one province that we have in Athens, and we're gonna use Byzantium's cores to feed them back and destroy the Ottoman Empire. In the meanwhile, we went from 36 dev to 153 in just 11 years. Our king is dead, but luckily our queen regent is actually super Chad and even our heir to come. We've been improving relations with the nation of Milan, as Milan is actually one of the best options to go for whenever we decide to attack the Venetians, and that will eventually be on our list. We're doing the same thing with the Aragonese. We do have a looming disaster, the Peasants' War. However, we can get rid of this if we have 50% manpower. We have 10,000 maximum. That means we need around 5,000 manpower. One good way of doing this is slackening recruitment, but we need 5% professionalism, so we're going to recruit some generals first, because we already are ahead of tech anyway with our military, so we can recruit for generals. And this is number 5. We now have some absolute chads because we do have 45% tradition, and it also means we can slacken this up right here, and we're close to 50%. Now, in order to really reach 50%, we can do another thing. We can exploit some of our manpower. We can do that in our capital. That gives us 300 and another 300 from Bessarabia, plus 150 from Tigina. That was enough, and that means we got rid of the disaster, everybody. Now, we can get this disaster again if we go below 25% manpower, so we have to be careful. Eventually, after you've stabilized your country and you're strong enough, then you can attack the Ottomans. Wait for the moment when they attack Albania, as that's going to call in the Venetians, who definitely will guarantee them. I would recommend you wait until they fight it off a little bit. I need to recruit some more units. I'm going to recruit the Grand Company and wait for a couple of months before their morale actually goes up so that they are ready to fight in this war with me. And it is time to declare the war. We can call in the Austrians. We set Gelibolu as the war target. We're gonna have to fight their allies, so that's gonna be a little bit of an issue, but I am confident we got this. In these wars against the Ottomans, it is recommended that you fight small battles whenever you can, take lands, and avoid the big armies they likely will have, such as the army they got in Athens here, until we at least take our war target, which in our case is the province of Gelibolu. So the AI is actually programmed to target the weakest nation first whenever they're at war, and guess what? They're targeting the Austrians. That is not a mistake. The Austrians do have way less troops than we do. They're left with 6,000 troops compared to the mighty 28,000 that Chad Davia over here has. Oh no. Oh no, the Austrians are mad, everybody. They got stack wiped and now they started recruiting like crazy units. They just recruited 20,000 units in one go, boys. Let's do it. Let's do it. Gelibolu has fallen, which means that we just need to take the capital city. City of the world's desire, Constantinople, has fallen, and one day it's going to be renamed, of course. But for the time being, it is Constantinople. Now all we need to do is wait for the Genoese and all of these other bad boys here to peace out, so we can also occupy the lands in the Balkans ourselves. But what did I promise you guys at the start of the video? I promised you that we're going to be impaling the Sultan today, and because we control the city of Constantinople, which is all that we need since the Sultan is hiding somewhere here, we can now impale him, get the amazing event, and a permanent claim on all of the Balkans. You ready for this? Let's do it. He died because how can you survive when you get impaled? Am I right? As well as Gamze is removed from the court of the Ottomans. They get 20 devastation, and a lot of people get good relations with us, including the Mamalukes, which is good because they're going to be my next ally. Let's actually see how close we are to an alliance with them. We will get the alliance after we make peace. So that means I want to make the peace as soon as I can so I can get the alliance and crush the Ottomans with the Mamluks in the next war. No more Chad Sultan for you, sir. You get a 3-1-2. Much better, I have to say. For us, at least. So whilst we're sieging down all of Anatolia, the AI decided what else to siege if not the city of Vienna. 1600s flashback, somebody? And it looks like the Austrians don't have enough troops to fight them back. But personally, not my problem. I got my troops busy over. It would appear like 4,000 brave Moldovians actually are standing up to the might of the Ottoman army and are winning too. Well, eventually they did peace out, and apparently they took a couple of provinces. They even released Serbia from Skopje, and I've attacked both Serbia and Bosnia. I will focus on them after the Ottomans war though. We can now peace out the nation of Akoyunlu. White peace is enough for me. I just want them out of the war so I can focus on the Ottomans only. And similarly, we'll do about the same thing with Dulkadir. There you go. We can white peace Dulkadir too. Noise. Now we just have the Ottomans army and the Tunisian army we need to worry about. So the Austrians decided that they're gonna peace out in this war. But guess what? That's actually a good thing, because now I can take all the money that I want to take from the Ottomans, and I can take a lot of money to fix my economy, and it all goes to me, not the Austrians. Also, they peaced out because this war has been dragging on for quite a while, so next month I should be able to peace out the Tunisian, and there you go, we can peace out Tunis. Nice. We pretty much have all the war score we need, and we're gonna peace out the Ottomans. We're giving out a few provinces to our beloved Byzantine vassal, but we're taking the majority of the provinces for ourselves because we need to grow as a nation, and this is the most important area for us, as it means we can form Romania after this. We also are taking all the money to fix our economy, and coalition wise, literally nobody important would join into this coalition. There you go. Now we have a slightly bigger Moldova. We can also pay off most of the loans, especially the 4% loans and even the 1%ers, and we still have some money to spare now. Up next, time to clean up all of the Bosnian and the Serbian troopers. So now we can also peace out the Serbians, take out the province of Skopje, and with Visoki siege down, the last of the Serbian tribes in the Balkans are gone. Oh no, wait, we still have the Croatians. Well, looks like the Austrians are calling us in against the Venetians, and we shall aid our beloved allies because Venice is in the coalition against us. This is going to get them out of that coalition, which so far has quite a few nations around us. It is time for the Venetians to say bye-bye to their foothold in Spalato, as this obviously is our land. Byzantines have also been integrated, which means that we now can form the nation of Romania. We just have to be at peace. And another stack wipe against the Venetian army. They managed to retreat by one day apparently, but they're gonna get stack wiped in Zerem, or whatever you call this province over here. Corfu has also been sieged down, and that means we can peace out the Venetians separately. I don't want to let the Austrians peace out because then I'm not getting anything. I guess I'm gonna take Spalato and Cattaro, and I'm also taking some money. I'm doing this right now because I need to get ready for my own personal wars against the Hungarians. We can also form the Romanian nation. Let's do it, everybody. Let's click for the new traditions and ambitions, which means that we have the Romanian ideas that include discipline +5, tolerance of the true faith, manpower recovery, land leader maneuver and attrition for enemies, as well as infantry cost and more manpower, and a couple more pretty pepega ideas. We get the same mission tree as the Moldavians had, but we get the sickest and most beautiful map color in EU4. Totally not biased. Another reason I pieced out earlier is because there's a lot of Byzantine rebels around, and they might release the nation of Byzantium, which I can then afterwards vassalize once more. The Palatinate, the rightful emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, has taken its seat once more on the imperial throne. And it is time for the war against the Croatians. We will not be co-belligerating the Albanians, as I don't want to fight the Genoese right now, but we will definitely be taking all of the Albanian lands. Rejoice, Croatia, as soon you'll be a part of the mighty Romanian Empire, the rightful heir of the Roman Empire. And of course, Muscovy wants me to join their wars, because why wouldn't I, right, when I have my own freaking wars? Because the Poles would actually engage me in this mountain fort that I'm sieging down. This army would get stack wiped. I don't want that to happen, and because of that, I'm actually going to peace out Albania. I was going to fully annex them, but I'm only going to take a little bit right now, and I'm also going to be doing my best to get out of this situation position that I am with the Poles. Because of Russia having to fight the Poles is a big problem. Let's also try and peace out the Croatians as well. Take all the money that we can take. And we'll only be taking 2 provinces in this war. We'll take more in the next war to come. This looks pretty well to me. Now we can give our full attention to the Polish front, which desperately needs our support. Even though, let's face it, we're not getting anything from this war. It's literally just a waste of our time. Our saving grace in this war is going to be doing a few battles whenever we can and stack wiping a few of the enemy armies so that we get enough war score to peace them out. I don't want anything. I just want a white peace as soon as possible, and it's going to take a little bit of time before we get that. If we manage to win this battle as well against the 12k, we should have close to enough war score, but still a few battles will be necessary. They're basically carpet sieging our country like crazy because we don't have any actual forts around here. So we managed to peace out the Poles. Well, the Muscovites actually peaced out the Poles despite us doing most of the work, and we got some money from it. Meanwhile, we've attacked Epirus, as the nation of the Ottomans has also attacked Epirus, and we cannot let them take all of these lands for themselves. We want to take these lands for ourselves. We're also going to be doing the same with the Byzantines here. We're going to be attacking them quickly so that we can actually vassalize them in the process. You can peace out Epirus. We'll be taking whatever we can. Sadly, the Ottomans took 1 province, so we cannot take all of their provinces. And for the Byzantines, as I said before, we will be vassalizing a second time the Byzantine Empire, and we will be feeding them back the cores that they have on the Ottomans. The stars have aligned, and we are ready for the second war against the Ottomans. Constantinople has once more been sieged, and now we're going to focus on the rest of the Balkans. Meanwhile, the Mamelukes are helping us out with the Tunisians and the Akoyunlu ally that the Ottomans have. I am afraid the Ottomans are going to be committing Stackenweipen on our army, sadly. I didn't notice them coming over around the Crimean area to get to us, but I have noticed them now, so I'm going to commit some Stackenweipens of myself. This is payback, you bastards. So Akoyunlu's capital was sieged down by my friendly neighborhood Mamelukes over here, which means we can peace them out of this war, and luckily for me, the Mamelukes are also helping out against the Ottomans. Meanwhile, I'm unsieging stuff, and I will be hunting down what's left of the Ottoman army. This is what I like to call future planning. I don't need to peace out the Tunisians, but I will, and I'm giving them Egyptian lands or Mamluk lands because it's going to make the Egyptians a little bit weaker. Hot diggity dog, the Ottomans printing soldiers the same way the US is printing dollars, my boy. What is happening here? After a little bit more fighting, we finally can peace out the Ottomans. I'm going to go for this particular deal. Basically, I'm getting a little bit of cash here, but most importantly, I'm taking most of the Balkans with the exception of Constantinople, which I'm leaving so that I have an easier access to their capital, and as such, in the next war, I can get war score much faster. Basically, I've reconstructed modern day Turkey without the eastern parts. Next up, it is time to pay Croatia yet another visit so we finish off all of the provinces that they have left. Another coalition is forming against us, so in order for me to avoid most of these nations actually triggering that coalition, I'm gonna start attacking them one by one. The easiest of this is just finishing off the nation of Epirus here. I'm going to call in the Milanese. We've pretty much wiped out most of the enemy armies. They've got about 4,000 troops left around somewhere. However, we've got a few extra nations in the coalition, and it might just trigger since we essentially now have the amount of... Oh, there you go. There you go. Not worried about the coalition war, however. Even though these are quite a few nations, I still have my full manpower, and I'm more than able to fight off all of these bad boys. When faced with coalitions, the easiest way to win them is just basically win as many battles as you possibly can win against the coalition, occupy the coalition leader's capital, and that's pretty much it. It will take a little bit of time to peace out a coalition, but you can always do it without giving up your lands. Both of the wars are going pretty well. We can now peace out the Venetians, and we're gonna actually take both of these provinces from them. Not only did I win the coalition war, but I'm also taking lands from them. I'm gonna get rid of Albania once and for all, so we don't need to worry about this area here anymore. I'm also going to take as much money as I possibly can from them. There you go. This is a fairly good deal for considering that they made me lose 3 years fighting them. Our nation has massively recovered economically, and we are definitely ready to attack the Ottomans once more. We've taken all these strategic forts that the Ottomans had, and we're also crushing their armies battle after battle. In fact, I've pretty much won every single engagement we've had since the beginning. Oh, we lost one. Never mind. never mind. We got the war score we want, and we're gonna peace him out. We're taking these exact provinces, as now we can actually release the nation of Karaman from Ichel, and then afterwards we can feed Karaman all of their provinces in the next war against the Ottomans. Look at all these juicy cores the Karamanis have. Because we took the province of Constantinople and we've driven out the Turks, we can also do Drive the Turks Out mission, as well as the Heir of Rome mission. That gives us a bunch of admin points that we definitely can use to core up all of these lands. My favorite part is how most of the nations that were in the coalition against me are now my allies. In any case, we're going to be attacking the Hungarians. Did somebody say Stackenweipen? Can I get another Stackenweipen in the chat? And I said this would be a very quick war, so there you go, boys. No more provinces required for the Dracula's Revenge achievement. Only 1% of people actually have this achievement, so I challenge you to get it as well. And if you want to see the save game, I am posting this on my Patreon. If you become a patron, you can access the save game for yourself. And if we get 5,000 likes on the video, I'm gonna do another guide for the nation of Avaria. Also, check out my Twitch channel. That is where I recorded this guide live. And I want to give a very big thank you to all of my channel members, Patreon members, as well as my Twitch supporters. I really wouldn't be able to do this without all of your support. You guys are absolutely amazing.